The claw. The claw. See my claw t-shirt there? My wife and I bought them for Halloween. You can see hers in the camera there. Hi, my name is Mike. And I built a claw machine for our church carnival at Halloween. And you can see it there in the background here. And about, I don't know, 3 years ago, I was walking through a Walmart and I was going out the foyer and they had a claw machine in the foyer there, and I go, man, I can build that. Because I'll tell you why, because I know how to do Arduino. I've had some Arduino projects, hobby. I'm a hobbyist with Arduino, and I have a couple of 3D printers. So I decided to make my own claw machine. So I started about, I don't know, three or 4 years ago, something like, I don't know. But off and on, I had, ups and downs of life. It took a long time to complete it. Went through some changes, design changes, and it ended up looking like this for my first claw machine. I want to show you some things about how I built it. Nothing too long. I'll give you my code. I'll give you access to my STL files so you can print your own or even change them. I want to give a shout out especially to this software, this OBS, before I begun, and to FreeCAD is a CAD program software. CAD CAM, it's CAD CAM now, and which that means it'll do milling machines and things like that, CNC milling machines and CNC other things. But anyway, you can draw in it and then 3D print your prints. I appreciate all the hard work of these volunteers for all this open source software, and I donate to them because I'm thankful for what they've given me. But anyway, I didn't mean to veer off on that. I want to show you the components I used and how it evolved and all those things, and I'll get started with that. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and start right. Let me back up here. All right, let me start with, I want to show you the controls up here. This control box I bought. It's just a tote you get at Walmart or whatever. Inside are all the electronic for my stepper motors and for my servo motors, my hobby servos, and the Arduino's inside there, and the stepper motor drives, and the voltage converters are in there that step down the voltage from 12 volts to 5 volts, whatever I need. So I'm going to show you that. If you'll notice, my wife's got her thumb on a button there. And the reason she has that on her button, on a button like that, why we have that button on the side, is you can restart the Arduino. If the kid's going to pick up an item and he pushes the button and it doesn't pick up an item, they can start over and try again. Now the reason I did this is because if you'll notice, you go to the arcades, all those claw machines are designed to lose. They're designed to take your tokens, your quarters, your 50 cents, or they're designed to take your money. I wanted to make one that is designed to win, and I'm going to tweak it to where they can win it a little, win better, get the claw machine, the claws picking up better. But I wanted it I designed it so they could win, so that you could take them to these Halloween carnivals like we got at church here, and the kids will actually win. So if they don't win, I've got a restart button that my wife can restart the program. The Arduino will reset the Arduino and start over. I've got another button right next to her, to that button, which is yellow, which actually brings the claw back up if it's stuck down in the bottom of the into the toys, to bring it back up, and then you can restart it. I did that for the same purpose. So the deal is, I did that, and I'm going to show you inside that box, and I'm going to show you some of the components of like the things, the rollers I made, all in a 3D printer, and let's move on with that. Okay, here we go. We got the electrical box. I'm going to show you all these components in here that I got going on. The first thing, of course, is right here. That's the Arduino. Under there is an Arduino Mega. I put this shield on here. It's got screw terminals on here that you can, screw the wires in and out easily. It's also got a development board here where you can solder things on. These blue terminals, those are common to ground, and I soldered all those on. That way I can put all kinds of grounds on there. Got a little light there for the on and off. Okay. Right over here are all the motor drives. These are what drives the stepper motors. And what's interesting about this, if you'll see here where the cursor is, that's where I split. I've got, for the Y-axis, I've got 2 stepper motors that are running off one signal coming off this board. So right here I split it, and one goes to one drive, one goes to the other. Over here are the voltage converters. They call them buck converters, and what they do is I'm taking 12 volts, and it'll go input. I'm taking input 12 volts and knocking it down to 5 and 6. This one right here is controlling, is powering these stepper drives and the Arduino. This one is powering my servo motors, the hobby servo motors. I have 2 of them. So we'll look at them a little later. Okay, here's the stepper motor drives. I want to show you these. They're called the L298N. And look, you can get, there's 4 of them right there you can get on Amazon for $10. You can't beat that price. You can probably even get them cheaper if you go to eBay somewhere. But interesting thing about these will drive 2. They'll drive 2 little DC motors, or they'll drive 1 stepper according to the code. So we got that going on. Now, next I'm going to show you the converter. Okay, so here is what they call a DC buck module. I don't know what buck means. I don't know what that stands for. It's made by this company called Droke, and it can go up to 32 volts. You can see it 6 to 32 volts. It's you can adjust. You got the little window there that you can do certain different things with. But anyway, I bought that. They're about, well, that one's $14, and I like it because it's got the little display on it, and you can adjust what you need. It's got 2 buttons. Those 2 red buttons on there will give you different display readouts. You can read up on that when you want to, if you want to use these. All right. Okay, this right here is the back of my electrical box, and I've got these quick disconnects that I like, terminals. And if you notice, they're color coded, and they look like this. Let me enlarge this right here. They look like this. You can buy them. I bought them off of eBay, and I waited about a month, because if you buy these from like any electrical store like Mauser, these things are real expensive. But if you buy them on eBay or whatever, or AliExpress, and wait a little bit from China, these are real cheap this way. And what I like about them is they're quick disconnects. Yeah, quick disconnects. You can pop the let me get a little screwdriver here and show you. Pop loose. Like that. Pop these loose like that, and then that way you can transport this claw machine from different events you take it to. You can unplug all the wires and take the box off, work on it, or use it for transport. So I like these a lot. I had some screw-in type, military screw-in types, and I didn't like them. So what's nice about these is you've got these screw terminals that you can screw your wire into. You can see them up there. All right. You can see these screw terminals right here. I like that. Okay. Right now I'd like to show you the Carriage, the X Carriage. This is what the claw runs on. It runs on this. You've got up there, you can see that's the limit switch right there. And spring loaded. This alarm is spring loaded. There's a stepper motor that runs on this pulley. And the claw drop, whenever they push the button on the joystick button, the claw will drop. And as soon as the claw hits bottom, it relaxes this rope and hits that switch. And it activates a function, a subroutine that I wrote for the code, and I'll show you that. I'll show you the code. I'm going to leave the code for you, like I told you before. Also, what was real interesting, I'll tell you, is in the code is you have to disable the stepper motors, or they'll stay engaged. So, but when you disable them, what happens if you don't disable them? You start overloading the power supplies. So you got to disable them. When you disable them and they relax, the claw will start falling. So I had to make something to keep the claw from falling. I'm going to show you that with my with this little servo. I made a little roller that's got a ratchet on it. If you'll notice right here, there's that servo. And whenever you push the button to drop the claw, that will disengage, and it will let the claw drop and come back up. And then when it comes back up and it's holding the item, this will go ahead and lock back in. If you don't have this locked back in, the item would start falling again. So I designed that little deal. If you got a different way, you can do it, but that's what I got going there. So let me show you the Y-axis now on the Carrier. Before I show you the Y-axis, I'm going to show you the there's the stepper that drives the Carriage. There's the little limit switch that spring-loaded bar hits to when the claw hits the bottom. And I wanted to show you how that works. So it just pops up and hits that switch. Here we got a picture of the Y-axis, and there's your stepper motor right there. And if you notice, I've got rubber bands that I use to help drive the idler roller. If you'll notice here also on the rollers themselves that go to the that are on the PVC pipe there, I put rubber bands on there to help grip it, because if you don't, they just spin. So I just simply super glued those rubber bands on there, cut them and super glued them, and they're working just fine. So there we go for the Y-axis. Here I want to show you on the Y-axis these limit switches I'm using for the X and the Y. and there's another limit switch in the back. But you see that will tell the code when to stop. So I want to show you that. Okay, right here, I'm going to show you the claw. And I didn't 3D print. I mean, I 3D printed it, but I didn't draw this. I got this from my robot club that I'm in, and I modified it a little bit. But somebody else drew this. And if you'll notice, there's a servo on the back there. And I made the little back plate, but I got that. But anyway, there it is, recycle again. That's pretty cool. I'm going to modify that even some more. But I'm going to put some kind of sponge on the claw to get that to grab. I'm going to put some kind of gripping material. I think I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to use some kind of abrasive pad or something to put on there, like Velcro or something, to anything, to grab the stuff, the prize even more. All right, let's move on. All right, I want to show you this right here, and these are these little speakers. I'm gonna hook them up and put you know, a little breaker board on my Arduino to trigger sound whenever it releases the prize. It'll play a little bit of music. I'm thinking a little bit of old vintage retro video game sound bites. This little speaker is gonna fit up in my electrical panel. Another thing I want to comment about is the enclosure. It's plastic enclosure. There's one of my 3D printed clips that I used to corner clips to hold them together. But anyway, these enclosures, this plastic is not, this ain't plexiglass. This is what they call Lexan. Plexiglass is made out of acrylic, and working with it, you people who've worked with it know that stuff cracks easy. This stuff, you can't crack it. It's a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, in my opinion, it's well worth it. It's made out. I got this at my local plastic dealer where you can get sheets of it. I bought a 4x8 sheet of it, and you can saw it and bend it. They put this stuff in airplane windows because it doesn't break. They make some bulletproof glass out of it too. I mean, this will be about an inch thick that some bullets won't even penetrate. So this is the way to go right here. Anything else I want to add before I get to the STL files? No, I guess that's about it. And I hope you guys please comment, leave a comment. Oh, two things I'm going to do is I'm going to put about at the end of this video, I'm going to put some video clips of that carnival, 3 of them. You've seen one of them at the beginning, but they're just video clips, kind of give you an idea what it looks like. Also, my next one, I've already got an idea for next one. I'm going to have the enclosure, but I'm not going to use the PVC pipe. I'm going to make a crane that just goes around the middle. And hopefully maybe in a year or two I'll post that video. So you guys, like I said, leave a comment. Let's interact. Give some ideas. I want to see, I'd love to see you make some of this stuff. Like I said, I'm going to give you the STL files. I'm going to give you my code. You can edit, do whatever you want to with. So have fun. Okay, everybody, let's have a look at the code here a little bit. I'm not going to bore you with too much of it. Those of you who have messed with Arduino, you'll see real quick what's going on here. But I've tried to the best of my ability right here, describe what's going on here. And there's a lot of inputs and outputs. Engage. And, you know, this right here, this engage, That's where you engage and disengage the stepper drives. Okay, that'll be on those stepper driver modules. You'll see that. Just do a little bit of research on that, but that's what that's all about. Stepper drive. Okay. Here it is right here. Engage. Kind of tells you what the steppers it disengages right here. There's the output of those. Yeah, see, engage 1, engage 2, engage 3. That's pin out 34, 5, and 6. And here's where I actually the output where I name the output. You've got some stepper speeds here. You just have to go through this and look at it. Some of this I have labeled, some I don't. Here's my loop, and I actually made some down here my own functions here. So whenever you do push a button, it'll engage one of these functions down here. For those of you who haven't messed with Arduino Code much, like for instance, when I push the joystick down, it tells this right here to do something. And that is my Y step D. My Y step D. That's this right here. It tells this to do this. Okay. And then you've got some more code here. You'll figure it out. You just got to do a little research. And that's it for the code.
I hope I get the hot milk.
You can watch it and get that money.
2 in 1. 3.
Nice!
Oh, nice. That's a warhead. That's a warhead. That's a big thing. Wait, how would you do? You know how to play? What? Oh, yeah. Let's go and do a full around the Millennium Falcon. Well, we should have a big stack or something. Candy, maybe. Around real fast. Okay, go ahead. You haven't tried it?
Isn't that nice when they're not that big?
Yes, it's like medium reshape. Now my boys are
Time for the Hot Wheels.
Wow!
Woo, look at that car.
Let's hope it makes it. You know it can always fall.
Yep. You got a good grab on it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or Star Wars.
You got it? Push the button, Bubba.
Oh, well, that train will be good too. Okay, see what you got. Oh, you get to try again. Okay, you get to try again. Every try till they win.
Have you?
Come on,
Okay, I'll do
train.
that when I get ready. 'Cause I saw some pits and stuff at Walmart upstairs. And I brought one.
Warhead. I was trying to get that train for my brother.
Okay, well, hold on. Let your brother try.
Let's try to
I'll help him real quick.
Okay.
Hang on, don't push that thing yet. Come over here.
Where's my glass?
Good, Dad. Man, say nothing. Right there, push the button. Bubba.
Push the blue one. There you go. Oh, I think it's...
They'll be happy to throw that gas in it.
Do it in Walmart. Walmart or like a gas station that has those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
good, Katie. It's okay. We got a whole lot more games.
Come back and try again.
We will come back.
The unit I bought is like
Yeah, you can come back later.
Come on, man.
Please come back
and
again
then
and
the
try
side
for
is
the.
Come on, Bubba.
deep pan for
Come
frying
on.
and boiling. They ran like 150 and they had it for $72
Where'd you get it at?
at Walmart. They had all the everything there 2 weekends ago.
I'm gonna try to win this trying to get inside.
Are you?
So if I had cleaned up that day, I would have bought 3 of them. Everything was 50% off. But
You know who he is?
nah, when the problem is, like, got right here in the church, $100. You know, you can buy a little small propane one to cook stove at the house. It was $100 when they had it for 50. When I had gotten it, it was 150.
I think we're okay. Are you trying to run and start some people? Oh, I think you might get it. Oh, I think it's gonna miss it. But you get to try again. Okay, you get to try again. Oh! Okay, you get to try again.